Hey friends and family, welcome to Marcie Creates. This is Marcie, and welcome to Tutorial Tuesday. So today we're going to do a very fun earring project. I've been seeing a lot of what they call asymmetrical earrings, which are earrings that coordinate but don't exactly match. And I think they're very intriguing and very interesting, and I wanted to try my hand at a pair. I've not ever made a pair before, I don't believe. And I wanted to use this new really gorgeous mix from Jesse James Beads, Spirit of the Woods. There are 4 out on their website, and I will link them in my description if you want to buy them. I think they are $22 on their website, and this one is called the Oak Tree, and the Oak Tree stands for good luck, abundance, and strength. And just really quickly, just to get a view, we'll take a closer look at this one since we're going to use this one today. But look at all that gorgeousness. And then they have the owl, which is intuition, wisdom, and protection. Look at all those goodies. They also have, yes, I got one of each. The fox, cunning, beauty, and playfulness. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. And then last but certainly not least, the mushroom, transformation, health, and prosperity. Isn't that gorgeous? So I'm going to be doing some projects with these. Tonight, for our Tutorial Tuesday, we're going to do asymmetrical earrings using this really pretty mix. So I already have it opened, and I thought we would just take a gander at a few of these items and pull a few out and make a pair of really cool earrings that coordinate but don't exactly match, which I think is pretty cool. If you've not seen what I'm talking about, you will shortly. And also you can Google it or look on Pinterest and you'll see a whole bunch of examples. I'm going to pour this out. There's a lot in this mix too, by the way. I know the price tag sounds high, but look how much you get. You get a lot. I mean, you can make several projects out of this. And I'm just going to pick some things out I would like. For instance, these are stunning. So I think I want to definitely use... Oh, look at those. So the idea with the... From what I can tell with the asymmetrical earrings is that they coordinate as far as the same types of beads, but used in different spots. And echoes of the other one next to it. So in this case, as you can see, I'm going to use the same drop, but you want to use the drop up here and upside down. So you're using the same thing, but it's not in the same spot. And then I love this flower bead. I definitely want to use that. And then these leaves are really cute. Let's see what else they have. Here's some more leaves. I did see, oh, so here's a leaf. We could maybe stack the leaves on one. What else do we have? Oh, an acorn. That would be cute. Here are some little rondelles. So like these little rondelles, maybe we want to pick up that same rondelle in each one. Basically so that they coordinate. So you've got the same possible colorway, but you're doing a different treatment on each side, is how I am interpreting the... Oh, that's cute. Yeah, we do want some spacer beads. But this is how I'm interpreting the asymmetrical earring look. I think I want some bead caps. I think there's some in here. And maybe we'll do a little... Do we have another little... So yet again, here's another little leaf. So maybe we want to do leaves, but different leaves on the bottom. And then we want to echo some of the same, like these two guys are the same, these two are the same. You've got the leaf idea, but they're different. And maybe just, I do think I want to use some of these guys stacked somewhere. I'm not sure if I want to do a green one or not, but I think you get the idea. Oh, I think a little pop of color with our leaves would be cute down here, and we'll echo that also in each one, so those kind of make sense. And then maybe we'll stack these guys here, and we'll stack these guys here. I hope this is making sense to you, but it's a pretty cool look. I like it. And who says your earrings have to match? I mean, they could be different. Do we want any bead caps? I think we can hold off on the bead caps for now. I think I'm liking that look. And then we can decide how we want to attach things. So let's see. I really love this bead. Let me take a look at this one. That's got more blue in it. Just check these out real quick. That one's got more orange in it. I think I'm going to stick with the one with more green. I think my initial thought was correct there. And I'm just trying to decide if I want to add anything else. I don't think I do. Do I like the placement of these? I think I do. I feel like something else needs to go up here, something small. Maybe a wood bead. That's pretty. Now, I think you do want to, they don't have to be the exact same length, obviously. They're not going to be. Maybe I need to put a little something up here. Trying to see what other beads they've got. There's so many in this mix, you guys. Look at all this. I mean, we're making a pair of earrings and there's still so much. I don't think I want to introduce any copper. You could mix, we've got mixed metals down here. Oh, look, here's another. I think I like that. Okay, so I think I like this. So now it becomes, do we want to add anything else? So I thought, just to echo, maybe we'll do a gold link here and then attach our ear wire and a gold link up here. So let me get those cut. I like these little oblong. Actually, I think these might open like a jump ring. That would be cool. I've had this chain in my stash. I thought it'd be a perfect thing to use. Oh yeah, we are gonna have to cut this. So let me use some. Make sure you use some good wire, the good wire things, not your usual, because you'll break them. But get this. These are a little more heavy duty for opening, for cutting wire. Cuts like butter. All right. Let me grab another one. I'm keeping one intact because I'm going to attach either with a loop from some wire or a jump ring that does open and close. I haven't really decided yet. And I've seen these really simple, these asymmetrical earrings treated in a very simple way. And I have seen them very ornate. So you know, it's designer's choice, of course. So I like that. And since we're going to be hanging these, we'll do a big loop, and then I'll decide where. I do feel like we need like a gold bead cap or something to kind of frame this bead right here. Let me see what I have. I don't think the mix had any gold bead caps. It had copper. Yeah. Or maybe just one bead cap. We'll see. Let's see, I have this. That might be too big though. Oops. Oh. Here's some little saucers. Those will work. So I'm adding a few little saucers also. Okay. So I think I'm going to use a 20 gauge wire in gold. Let me move this up so I don't knock it over. I'm running low on the 20 gauge. I think I've got more, but we have plenty for this project. And I'm just going to straighten that out a little bit. We'll start with him. And let me get my little ends flush. That looks good. So now it's a matter of just putting our earring together. I'm just going to straighten this up with my hand for just a minute. And I think we'll do a wrapped loop down here. We want enough room for our dangles. Oh, and we are going to need, oh, I forgot, we are going to need for these little guys some head pins. Let me put this to the side real quick. Let's do those real fast. Got some head pins here. There's one. Yeah, these little crystals, I think, would just add just a nice little touch of color. So we're just gonna, you could add little seed beads too if you wanted. I'm not gonna do that, but you could. And I'm just gonna make little dangles with my round nose. Little guy right there. So I think the trick with these asymmetrical earrings, like I said, is to echo, you know, colors and a few shapes. And then it makes sense even though they don't match. And I think it's kind of cool. And it's great for us indecisive gals. If you've ever pondered over several pair of earrings, well, this way you can make one of each. You can mix and match. I mean, you really could take and make an earring out of each one of these and mix and match them. That'd be kind of fun. Have a little mix and match earring party with your friends. Oh, and I just dropped that. Of course I did. I think I see it. Bear with me. All right, welcome back to Bead Droppers Anonymous. It is not a video with me without dropping something. But I know I'm in good company. I think we all do that. So, you know, hey, it wouldn't be a piece of jewelry if you didn't drop a bead on the floor. It's almost like a rite of passage, I think. All right, so I've got this that I made earlier, and we're going to add our dangles now for the end of our earring. Let me open him up just a bit. Boop. Sound effects are optional. Thank you, by the way, for all the lovely messages on my video Sunday. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I was so happy to be back and doing something. And I'm delighted you loved the project. And for those of you who haven't subscribed, I'd love to have you. Trying to grow the channel. And I got a lot of viewers. I need more subscribers. So please hit the subscribe. That concludes the begging portion of my evening. Okay, now I'm going to make this little wrap loop here. And I really like that. I think that's got some nice movement, which I think you always should have in an earring. They catch that little crystal will catch the light while you're wearing it. And let's continue. So I'm going to make sure that this is pushed in, this little end here. All right. So, love this little mint bead. That's cute. What the heck did I do? There we go. All right. Moving right along. And I love these little spoke wheel. They look cute in a stack. And this window pane bead, I don't know if that's what they're actually called, but I really like them. They come in lots of different colors. This is a very pretty shape with that. I like the translucence. So we have the movement down here. Now the question becomes, do we want another little joint? And I think I do, but I do not want, I'm not going to do another wrap. I'm going to do just a plain Jane loop. So I'm just going to bend this to 90 degrees, and we're going to come in with our cutters and give yourself about 1/4 inch. Put that to the side, and then we're going to take our round nose, and we're going to walk this back and make our loop. Don't worry if it's a little uneven, you can straighten it with your flat nose. And there's our first dangle. So now we're going to add this, and then we'll add our ear wire. So we need more 20 gauge wire. And make sure you have more than you think you need. I think you don't want to run out. The wire wrapping, it's more important, but also even when you're just doing these straight little loops, you want enough wire that you can manipulate it easily with your fingers and you can get a good grasp on it. And I saw some tutorials and some ideas on what to do with your scraps. So I will be bringing you some ideas on that. All right. So for this one, we're going to do the 90-degree bend again. We're going to do just a loop. And let me add the beads first, actually. Oh no, let's do this. The beads slide off, I forgot. So here we're going to do our 1/4 inch again. And see how much wire I have left? You can do something with that, so hang on to it. Don't throw it out. If you're better at doing this off the spool than I am, by all means. I think some of you have mentioned that you do this off the spool and that way you don't have any waste. Go for it. All right, now, another way that we could have done this, just real quick, aside from this way, is we could have made a loop this way. I'm just going to show you two ways. Okay, and then you got a P, and then you come in here and you, what Neil Patel calls break the neck. You can do that as well. Two ways to do that. I like that other way better. And, but I'm not unhappy with this. I'm just going to go with it. So now we're going to attach our really pretty, you could do a little wrap around this bead too. I might do that. We'll see. Or maybe we do one and not the other. Okay. I think I will wire wrap this end so that it's secure on this piece. So you can wire wrap and do simple loops. You can mix those. You don't have to just do one or the other. It does add visual interest when you mix it up like that. I do it all the time. Okay, then we're gonna open this guy up and add our link. Got him a little bent, but we can fix that. It's nice when you have the flat nose to have the ones that taper so you can get into tight spots. Just FYI. It's still a little bent. As those of you who've watched my last video know, I'm back from convalescing from being sick, so I'm a little bit all thumb still on some of this because I'm out of practice because I have to be feeling bad to not be making jewelry, and I really was, but I sure am a lot better. So again, thank you so much for all the sweet comments and prayers and hugs and everything else you sent. It was very, very, very sweet. And I'm doing much better. And I hope none of you get what I had because it was horrible. And it took forever to get over. Okay. So that's cute. I decided not to wire wrap that. I'm just going to let this really, I think the striations in this bead are so pretty. I didn't want to take away from those. So now we're just going to attach our bottom piece to our top piece, and we'll have our first earring of our asymmetrical earring set. So let's just open this guy up. Hook him on. Looking cute. And we need some ear wires. I'm going to use some French ear wires today. Those are my favorite. But you can use any and all that you prefer. Just pay attention to how it's oriented, so when you wear the earring, it's hanging the way you want it to. Just wiggle him. And there is our first asymmetrical earring. Isn't he cute? I love this mix. I can't wait to play with the other ones, but this one really spoke to me. And if you're not finished with fall yet, there's your fall colors right there. I think this would be gorgeous with a lot. You could wear that with a lot. So let's make our next bead. I love this with the brass on it. So pretty. Little inlay bead. So I'm excited to use that. And we'll see how they look next to each other. I think it's going to be cool. So again, let's take some of our 20 gauge wire. And we will make, oh, let me make sure that that's flush. There we go. We'll make another wrap loop and we'll hang our dangles again. And these are different. One is the same. Well, no, two are the same. We've got the little copper one. So we could have used one of the copper bead caps now that I think about it, because we have our little copper. So maybe we'll have this guy going this way, just for some added interest, since that one's going that way. We'll add this guy. We'll add our little dangle. And I like the idea of the asymmetrical earrings too. You know, if you only have one of something, but you have something that coordinates, then you don't have to worry about having pairs like you do with traditional earrings. So that's another plus. So if you have that gorgeous lampwork bead or, you know, crystal bead that you don't have a mate for, but you have something that kind of looks nice with it, you can certainly use that. All right, so let me add our, oh, that's cute. I really do love that wood bead. We'll add our little spokes. And I'm going to echo the one next to mine by doing the simple loop, but I'm putting this bead going in the opposite direction to give it a little more interest. So that's another way you can do it, is the same bead, but go in a different direction. Now let's see, I want these to be facing this way. So now we're going to make our simple loop, 90-degree bend. Come in with our round nose. Walk it back. Now let's make our other little component. Now I just now realized that we've got, let's see, we might want to add one more something, because that's going to be kind of small. Maybe we should add another one of these brown. Maybe we'll put him in the middle. I think that'll work. Again, designer's choice. As you're making it, if you think you need to add something a little extra, I say go for it. You can always redo it if you don't like it. That's the beauty of jewelry making. All right. So I think this one, because these are so small, I'm going to go ahead and do a wrapped loop on this side as well. Just wrap him. Make sure a little piece isn't sticking out. All right. Now I want these leaves to show. So let me just get my bearings here and see how I want that next loop. Okay, so we're going to do that. Oop. Come here, mister. Yeah, these little wood beads are cute too. They're a very pretty mahogany color. If it looks a little cattywampus, you know, you can smish it. This is 20 gauge wire, so it's pretty forgiving as far as manipulating it. And now we're going to make our loop for our oval piece here. And again, we're going to do a wrap loop. Open up that bad boy. Okay. And see what I like the tapered end. You can really get in there when you're making these wrap loops. Okay. I could see once you get started on these, they're like potato chips. You don't want to just make one. I want to make much more. This is quite fun. I like this idea a lot. And how interesting to have different earrings on each ear. And so I really like that idea. Let me put this ear wire on. I'm going to use one of these bent nose. I think they work better. Aren't those cute? So if things aren't laying right, here's the chance where you can kind of move your wire around. I would hang them off of something and just take a look and see. But I like the movement. I love the little dangles on the end. And I think they work as a pair even though they're not identical. And one's a little bit longer than the other. If that bothers you, you could add a little jump ring. I think this guy's a little twisted. That's part of the problem we're having here. There we go. But really cute idea and super fun. Let me zoom in a little. Oh, you know what? Let me get a white piece of paper. I think it's always easier to see the colors. I like my little bead mat, but the fact that it's gray, sometimes I feel like dulls the colors. But I know if I had a white one, it would get dirty real fast. So it's kind of like, what do you do? So we make it on the gray mat, and then we'll show it off on the white paper. And I can see I'm going to have to like play with this a little, but still. Oh, so cute. Asymmetrical earrings with the Jesse James Beads adorable bead mix, Spirit of the Woods, the oak tree, which I will link. And look all these beads I have left. Definitely can do a necklace. Maybe I'll do a companion necklace. And then again, the Spirit of the Woods, there's owls in here. I'll just open it real quick for you to see. Look at these laser owls. Can't wait to play with that one. So I think I might do an asymmetrical pair with each mix. Let me know if you want to see more with these mixes, more asymmetrical earrings, and I will bring them to you. But give it a try. I think it's pretty cool looking and a fun way, like I said, to do something different. And, you know, if you only have one of something, it's no big deal. Like if I only had one of these flowers, that I could still use it, which is really great. So definitely cool idea for things that you just have one of, and very on trend. I'm seeing more and more of this in the stores and on Pinterest and in fashion magazines. So I don't think this trend is going away anytime soon. So let me know what your thoughts are. And if you make any, please join my Facebook group, Marcie Creates, and show us. Show us if you made some of these asymmetrical earrings. I would really love to see it. I really love the variety, and I think they're very, very interesting looking, and would definitely be a conversation starter at any event that you wear them to, or if you give them as gifts. I think they would be great gifts. So thanks so much for watching today, the Tutorial Tuesday. I am back. I'm so happy. I am going to have a fun little surprise video later on in the week for you. Something different I haven't done. I'll more about that later. But do hit the like and subscribe. I can't say enough about you all. You're just wonderful. And I just thank my stars every day that I have such wonderful viewers. So my hat's off to you, and I appreciate you very much. Thank you so much. Take care of yourselves. Please be well. Take good care of yourselves. You don't want to get whatever this thing is that's going around. If for some unfortunate reason you do, I wish you a speedy recovery and just rest. That's about all you can do. So have a great evening, morning, or afternoon, whenever it is you are watching this, and I will see you on the next video.